All right, this is a lesson on Rosanna by Toto. So the first riff that we have is... Okay, so that is exactly the same pattern as Hot Pants by James Brown. Hot Pants and Make It Funky both. It's a note and then two notes that are scratched and then another note, and then each one is like a note and two notes scratched. Note, scratch, scratch, note, scratch, scratch, note, scratch, scratch, note, scratch, scratch. And then the last four kind of all go in a row. So it's... So, I guess, you know, Steve Lukather and Toto, they might listen to a little James Brown. You know, you think where they got that? So what we have is a 3, 3, 3, 3. And that's your octave on the D string. Bass and back again. So. So I was playing those kind of muted notes in between. You don't have to always play those if you don't. You could just kind of hit the notes where they go. You might try that too, but if you can get savvy with that, picking the other things too. So here's where I'm not even worried about keeping my wrist close and making everything very clean. I'm just kind of like brush strokes. But you're using your left hand to mute all those strings you're not playing at the time, right? So. That's more controlled. I could bring some palm mute into that and whatnot. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a first ending to this, and it's going to go. Kind of hold that note. They're going to have some chords. So this is 3 on the D string, 3 open, 1 and 3. We're going to hold that, and then we're going to go to this E minor chord, E minor 7, open 2, 2, open 3 and 3. You might know that from Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. So that changes 3, 0, 1, 3. So open 2, 2, open 3, 3. And then you got your... So you'll have to just listen to the song to really follow along with. These are all the parts broken down. Now the second ending after we get into that main riff is going to be. So we have 2 C power chords. 3, 5, 5 there. To an F power chord. 1, 3, 3 on the big strings. And we're going to hold that for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to end the 4th beat with 4 E and which is the octave of the F, 3rd fret, D string, big F, and back. So we hold that F chord, and at the end of that whole phrase, we got that 3, 3, 1, 3, and then we go. So we go 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3. It's octave right there, and then we're going to bring in this E flat 5 chord, 6, 8, 8, starting on the A string. And then we have on the 5th fret of that string, that same kind of rhythm we were doing. That chicka-da, chicka-da, chick. So it's the same exact rhythm. Kind of without the picking in between. Now we're going to move on to a G minor chord, bar the 3rd fret. You got your 5s up here on the 5th and 4th strings. Here we have 2 and 1 on the G and B strings to 3, 3, and then we go 3 and 4 to 3s, to 2 and 1, 2 each. So that whole thing was G minor, and then 1 and 2 to 3s, and then 3 and 4, 3s, 2 and 1. G minor. 2 to 1 and 3s. Now we're going to move to the E flat power chord. Now you can do that 1, 3, 4 here, starting on the D string. That's your 6, 8, 8 as well. But we're down here already, so. Now there's the thing, it's an extra 2 beat measure, so it's 1, 2. So it hits on a 1, you kind of pause and you hit on the 1 and on the 13th fret. So we count that, it'd be like, say it's a 2 count, and then on the and of the 1, you want to hit that. So it's 1, 2, 1. Now the chorus is going to be. Okay, so what's happening there is we got 3s, we got the B flat chord, D string down to B string. That's like your start me up kind of riff, right? So we got the 5, 3, and 4. So we got. So same thing, just kind of quicker after a pause. So now we're gonna go to the 1, 3, 4, that E flat power chord. To the 3s, B flat. To the F chord, 3, 2, 1. So once again, chorus is. Now we're gonna go F, B flat, so 3, 2, 1 to 3s, and then we start it again. E flat power chord, B flat power chord, F power chord, and then when it starts over, we got that. So we have an F to a B flat, and then it starts over again. So the whole chorus would be like. Then you go to get into it. Okay, and then you'd be back into the main part A. Okay, and then you get into a change. 3-0-1-3. Open 2, so you got your E minor with the 3s on the bottom. And then we get back into part A. And then we're going to have the second ending. C power chord to F. And it ends with. And then E flat, wherever you want to do it. And then the 5s. Then we have our pre-chorus again, G minor, and this little riff. And then we have that hit where it's like 1, 2, 1, and you hit that 13th fret and slide it down on the top string. So 1, 2, 1, and. Right, so you got all that kind of stuff. So then there's a synth solo, and that's part A again. Then we got that thing. We got those chords. And then we got the. All right, so let's talk about the guitar solo here. So we've got starting on the 3rd fret of the D string, 3, 5, and 7. Now that was 7 on the G to 6s on the B, and then 7 to 8. Then we have a 6 and 2 8 bends. You can either tap that on the 11th or hit the 8th underneath. And we kind of pull off at the end there. Now we have a series of triplets here. We have a lead in note. It's like and then we're going to come into the 1 and a 2 and a. So it's like a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. So we have 15 to 17, and then 15 to 17, and then 15, 17, 18, 14, 17, 14. So now here we're adding the 15 and the 17 on the way up. And then we're going to have 15, 18, 15. So we have. So we have a 18, 15, 18. And then we're going to bend the 18 and then just hit the 18 twice. So it's. So that's 18 and 20 twice. Bend the 20. You have the 18 underneath. Bend that one back, down to the 18. All right, let's look at that solo again. All right, then you're in the pre-chorus. Power chords. And you got that 1, 2, 1. That's just fun to play, man. That's some great stuff. I mean, I had never thought about learning really some Toto tunes before because they're pretty complicated. Had toyed with Africa and stuff, but on other instruments, not really on guitar. And so Rosanna, you just know Steve Lukather. I mean, that dude is just so badass. And so I just decided to look at this today, and it's just like, wow, this is one of the funnest songs that I can think of in a long time that I kind of learned that I had never played before. So I just got to hit that one more time in that chorus. 3, 4. All right, now the end solo to this thing, I am not touching that. This thing, that would take me like months to even get close to figuring out. This thing is incredible. But listen to that song again, Rosanna by Toto, and get all the way to that end solo. And maybe one day we'll get there. We'll see. You all have a great day. Thanks for watching.